What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the I Want to Meet LeBron James podcast on location in where are we?
Regent's Park, I think.
Regent's Park. I can't believe I'm asking you, Lithuanian, and you fucking knew it.
Welcome to Protect Our Parks, London edition.
Imagine if you could pick a face to be of a tourism campaign. What would you do? Would you save the parks?
What, here in London?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I think it's like a big part of London in general. Like, apparently London is the greenest capital in the world, and it only is that way because like we have like so many parks. Well, I say we, like I moved here like
the people in London, do they tell you this all the time? Because I was here in there having a joint with Ollie earlier, business meeting, sorry, and he's like, we're smoking, he's like, yo, you know, this is a park in the middle of the city, that's crazy, innit? And I was like, I guess so, what the fuck?
Yeah, but you have like on every corner, you know, sometimes when you like walk in a big city, just like street after street after street, but here it's like, you know, every 5 minutes you have like a little park.
That is true, for like a city that's fucking on top of each other, that is wild, to be honest,
exactly. It's like,
you know, they closed this park though, because I was thinking like, if you're homeless, this is going to be a good park, this is a good spot, you know what I mean? Probably recording on somebody's bed right now, but they closed the park at 8 p.m.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people just kind of like jump through.
Okay, yeah,
like,
fair.
Like I think if, you know, like desperate times, desperate measures,
yeah.
I think like if you need like a place to sleep, like a locked park won't stop you, you know?
Yeah, if you're actively on crack and meth, a closed sign's not going to stop you, really.
It's probably like, if I needed like a place to like sleep and I chose the park, I probably would be happy that the park is kind of closed. You know, you get like some privacy.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's a private garden, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like locking your door.
Yeah. Would you ever be homeless for comedy?
Maybe. Yeah, it depends. Like
not homeless where you can't eat, but like kind of like me, like a gypsy or something.
Like depends, like, you know, like on the gig, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, like if I had no money and Comedy Cellar was like, hey, can you fly out and do like 10 minutes like every night, and I would be like, okay, I have no place to live, but you know, Central Park looks pretty nice.
Yeah. So and they were like, we can't pay you, or we're paying you nothing, but it's exposure. You'd put yourself in debt for the
and also
flights
it would be
and
just like an honor to do like, you know, public Cellar mothership star in LA. But
you'd be the only comedian in the Comedy Cellar that's living in the park, I'll tell you that. You and David Tell, maybe.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, like with comedy, like because it's like such a high-end, like people who like, you know, do it like, and I mean like when we like properly like fully commit, not just like, you know, like people who like, you know, I'll give it a shot and do like 4 or 5 open mics and just drop off. You know, people who like commit like for years and just like grinding, they kind of like do like a lot of like sacrifices for it, because as you know, like you do like a lot of unpaid gigs, you like take crazy journeys for like stage time and so on, and the thing is, it's like because it's like so fulfilling and also addicting at the same time, you know, you can have like your life like completely in shambles, and look at me using the word shambles. I don't know if Americans, if it's like a word in America, but let's say you know, your life can be like complete mess. You know, you might be like unemployed, you know, like on brink of being homelessness, complete broke, you know, like, I don't know, maybe you just went through a breakup, but then you do like a set, and it might not even like a good gig, it might just be like a small open mic, and you still will be happy.
Oh, you're damn right, yeah. Literally, it's just some of the best comedians in the world, like fucking Jay Leno used to live in his car for fucking years, you know what I mean, like, just fucking driving around, doing gigs and all that sort of stuff, like, that's the cost we pay, innit, really? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the money, obviously, does the money motivate you? It motivates me in terms of like, obviously I need money to live and travel, like you said, to get all to these gigs. But
to meet LeBron.
And to meet LeBron, obviously, you know what I mean? It's going to be hard to get in that pay bracket, but I'm getting there, obviously. I rented out this whole park for this episode. But like, but that one gig can fucking keep you from killing yourself for a week, for sure, like,
Yeah, and I mean, like, even, you know, you'll be like sometimes we'll be like going like outside of town, and the train tickets are crazy expensive, like
Yeah.
in the UK. Obviously, that's like probably the most common complaint.
Yeah.
You know, like I think like in the UK when people say like, no, when there's like that stereotype that when people talk about the weather, that's like the most basic small talk. That just means that you don't really have anything to talk about. I think it's kind of the same about when it comes to like talking about trains in the UK.
Yeah.
Because like everyone is like always complaining how expensive it is, how bad it is,
Nice.
like how long the journey takes. But you might be like taking like a journey to like, I don't know, 300 miles away, anything like, goddamn, it's like such a long journey. And then you get on stage and it's like worth it. Like I was going to Manchester actually.
I mean, sometimes it's worth it if you fucking bomb. That's a tough train and drive home, you know what I mean? Like, for sure. Especially if there's a group of you in a car where one of you bombs and the other two crush.
Yeah.
Then it's like, you know what I mean? You're not saying fuck all in that car on the way home.
Yeah, but like, I guess like, but also like, kind of like, I guess it's like, with comedy, it's kind of like, it's kind of like similar to poker in a sense that doesn't matter like how great or good or experienced you are, but still like, variance.
Yeah, you can still get fucking lucky as well, you know what I mean? Is that what you mean? Yeah.
No, you can still bomb.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like if you take like
you can still lose money. Yeah, exactly.
If you take like a professional like piano player, right?
Yeah.
Like usually like every gig that we will do will go like perfectly.
Bang.
Like virtuoso, but you can be like, you can have like Netflix specials. You can be like passed at the greatest clubs in the world, and you can still bomb for some reason.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it happens to like even
Chappelle does it all the time now. Like, I mean, more because he doesn't care and he's doing 2 hours. But I mean, like, 20 minutes of that is killer, really, you'd assume. You know what I mean?
And so like, I mean, like even if you like travel somewhere and like those comedians, even if you have like kind of like a bad set, they will know like that this is like more like of a like, a warm-up or rather than your level. I guess like that's also like the difference when like when you're performing anywhere, like for the first time, kind of like, because like I guess that those first impressions matter.
Yeah.
So like that's like also there's like that.
If you're gigging for your friends like me, are creatures. Like Evan London is my best mate, so I'm like, it doesn't matter if I bomb, I'm still gonna get booked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's like the trick of like walking the line in terms of you wanna like try out new stuff, but you also like wanna do well. And then unless you like establish it's your kind of like home gig where you like know everyone, you kind of like doesn't matter like what type of gig it is, you still have to like deliver, even though it might be like a super small open mic with like 4 people in the basement.
Exactly.
But sometimes you need those gigs to like just run material.
Yeah.
If you don't have a gig that day, you might just be like, alright.
Yeah, some of my best ones, like I'll do the good clubs and then like the last gig of the night, some like awful one, but I'll kill the hardest there. You know what I mean? Just because you're fucking hot from all the other gigs. Go back to the transport. As any comedian here, they must have, like, because that's all we talk about, like you said, told you the tricks of like how to get cheap trains and all that sort of stuff. Like in Liverpool and the north, past 10 p.m. the barriers are open, so you don't have to pay for trains home.
Well, I met like one guy in Newcastle. We did like this corporate gig, and he's like super experienced guy.
Yeah.
And I know he's like maybe like he's been going like around 20 years, like around 47, 48.
Yeah.
And he apparently got like basically he got like accepted to like some fake university or something like that, just so he could get like a
the student
ID
yeah.
for like the trains.
Okay, that's like some McLovin shit. I was just thinking good old fashioned crime, like fare evasion. That's fucking great. That is. Like when I was growing up in high school, we had some guy used to make fake bus passes, so like he'd get the bus pass to school, but then after 16 it'd run out. So he would do it in like the photography lab in high school and like change the number and all that. Like it was a full on business for him and all that. Yeah. And it was like 10 quid, then you get like fucking free travel for another year.
Talking like about fare evasion, this is kind of like a crazy story.
Yeah.
So I was having like a day off. Well, he didn't have a gig and I've been gigging like, I don't know, 17, 18 days in a row.
Bang, bang.
I was like watching something on Netflix.
Yeah.
Eating Ben and Jerry's. And like,
It's a classic night off, that, isn't it?
And basically...
you got your hair up in a big Bridget Jones style, you fucker.
Yeah, and a little...
Eat on your period.
And basically this guy who runs a gig like messaged me, hey, do you want like a 10-minute spot? And it's like 4 stops away from me. I was like, yeah, sure, it's like 30 minutes away. Yeah. I jump into a shower, like I put on my chinos, black t-shirt.
Chino? Is that your go-to look, is it? Are these Chinos?
I
Oh, the
think so.
Chinos.
I
Nice.
can't like ever find like proper jeans, you know, like blue jeans
Okay.
that wouldn't like I don't know fit. But anyway,
Have you
yeah.
tried Primark? I can't speak highly enough about Primark.
Oh, like almost. So the shoes are from Primark.
Oh, nice.
This is from Primark.
Okay,
shirt is
man
from Primark.
knows. All right, man
But
knows.
these I had sent in from Europe.
You got a Chino guy in Europe? Everybody needs a Chino guy.
I just buy them from. There's like this shop called New Yorker.
Yeah.
New Yorker, if you're watching this, give me like a sponsorship. And we have like great chinos.
Yeah.
But New Yorker is not in the UK, so I have like this friend in Europe, and I
Nice.
basically just asked him to like buy these chinos and send them. Like,
That's
through
hilarious.
post.
That's crazy. You got a Chino guy. I love it. Yeah.
And but anyway, so I like I get dressed,
Yeah.
and I normally take my keys.
Yeah. Wait there. I'm gonna move this forward. We're getting more runners than we did before.
And I think maybe now people are finishing work.
You should do. There we go.
Uh,
That's better.
because they actually like dedicate their life to something more stable.
Yeah. No. Back to the fuck these guys. Chinos.
Chinos,
So,
So I'm in my chinos.
so
my
you got
black
your
t-shirt.
Chinos. You ready? Will you if you're bombing a Chinos, will you wash them straight away or not wear them again because they're unlucky or what?
No, I think like I'm kind of like I'm invincible in chinos.
Okay, Invincible. I love that. Yeah, that's the name of this episode, by the way. Invincible and Chinos.
But basically,
yeah.
I get dressed and I
Yeah.
usually take my card, my keys,
Yeah.
like for the flat. Well, for the flat here, obviously. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
afford to live by myself in a,
Yeah.
in a flat. And my phone. And from what I remember, I go to a stop, the bus arrives, and I just walk in and pay with Google Pay
Yeah.
with my phone because I can feel like, oh, I don't have my card. Anyway, I think that I tap in. That's what I remember in my
Yeah.
head, right? And I think they had like these like rubber stuff on the pad.
Is
to
this for a
tap in.
bus or for the
For a bus,
tube?
for a
Oh,
bus.
for the bus. Yeah.
I go, to my to the second floor. I go to because it's a double decker.
Yeah.
And one stop later, the bus inspector walks in. By that time, I was living in London for 3 years, been doing comedy for 2 years. Never met a bus inspector. I didn't even know that they
I didn't even
existed.
know that. I know like train operators and stuff like that. I've never seen a bus guy. He's the lowest of the low, isn't he?
And this guy basically says, have you paid? And I was like, oh yeah. And then I sort of give him my phone. My phone is like on low battery. He says like, no, you didn't pay. And I was like, I think I did. I tapped in.
Yeah, you gotta go past the driver to
Yeah,
get on anyway.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the driver didn't say anything. If
Yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't come from now, it's like tap in. And anyway, so he says like, can you give me your details? And he asked me for like my address, my name, and so on. And I'm like, sure. And what's like the
Why?
the fare?
Yeah.
And the guy sitting next to me was like, oh, don't worry, it could be like 40 to 60 pounds. And the bus inspector goes, no, it can be up to 1,000 pounds in criminal prosecution.
What?
So like,
Couldn't you just pay them?
yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
anyway, so he gets my details. I get off.
You gotta lie to them. You should get fake details.
I go to
Yeah.
a gig. I charge up my phone because it was like on low battery. And
Yeah.
Google if it's true, and turns out it is. So like next day I call TFL and I say like, oh, if the bus inspector didn't give you like a fine, you might go to like a court for this.
Oh my god.
And then so when I Google this,
What a job's worth
and-
that guy is.
and there's like a Reddit
Yeah.
dedicated to like this whole thing like a fair evasion. It's usually like trains, but basically if you don't get like a fine, you can go to like this I don't remember what it's called.
Small claims court, maybe no, is it?
No, it's something else. But basically in that court,
It's a proper court though.
it's like sort of like I don't know, like maybe like I don't know.
Timo court.
It's kind of like in terms that in that court you don't really the circumstances don't matter. I
Yeah.
forget what it's called, but I'm sure you can Google it afterwards.
yeah.
But the idea is like it's just a matter of fact. Did you have like a ticket or you didn't have
Yeah.
a ticket? So like for example, it could be like, oh, the ticket machine wasn't working, or
Yeah.
like, or the
This-
bus, or
yeah.
like, it doesn't matter. You could have been like running away from a serial killer. It doesn't matter.
Exactly,
Did you
yeah.
have a ticket
Yeah.
or you didn't have a ticket?
That's
and
crazy.
and if it goes to court, you're like automatically guilty, and it goes to your record, and I think it stays for like 10 years. I don't know how serious it is. It could be maybe like something as like driving offense, but
Yeah, yeah.
basically it kind of like is treated like a financial crime, and it
Jesus
stands for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So then I get like this I Google like a solicitor. I pay like £100 for like a 30-minute calls, and basically they just say like, oh yeah, no, you're like, and we kind of like, because we're trying to sell their status, we go like, oh no, this is serious. People could like lose their jobs. It will go on your record, and like I don't have like a citizenship. Like, and
Jesus
I'm like on a
Christ.
pre-settled status. Something
So you're
like,
shitting yourself at this point, yeah.
and like, how will this affect me?
Yeah.
So basically, when I get this letter from TFL saying, fill in these details, the solicitor says if you get that letter, don't fill in the details, we can write you a letter basically claiming, saying like why it should be like dropped.
Yeah.
To write that letter, it costs like £500.
What the fuck?
And that letter basically, like goes, like, oh, our client is a upstanding citizen of like society. He doesn't have like a criminal.
He owns 6 pairs of Chinos. He's a good guy. Yeah. I thought you were invincible in the Chinos. You got fired in the Chinos.
Just
it only counts on stage. Okay, yeah.
And
so long story short, you had to pay the 500.
So I paid like 500 for the solicitor to write him a letter. They wrote in that letter, this guy's like upstanding citizen. We wrote like all my comedy, like sort of like accolades. We wrote this guy beat the comedy, like this guy like won like the blackout at the Peak and stuff like that, did gong shows, and anyway, so like. And I don't hear anything from the solicitor for TFL for like a long time. Yeah. I go to Edinburgh to do this like So Think You're Funny competition. Yeah. Which is also like, for people who don't know, like comedy competitions in the UK is like a big thing, which is like.
I mean, So You Think You're Funny is the biggest one, isn't it?
And I never even knew that comedy competition was a thing until like I moved to UK. Yeah. But anyway, so like.
Oh, we fucking love him here, yeah.
So went to did So You Think You're Funny, and then like the Fringe just stayed in Edinburgh for like 2 weeks, did spots. I actually met you like for like 2 seconds because we were outside passing the joint.
Oh yeah.
And then I come like the last day of the Fringe, I'm leaving, and I have like King Gong scheduled at the Comedy Store, and that's like the gong show where basically you go on stage, you have to last 5 minutes. There are 3 random people in the audience, they get cards, and
is it 5 minutes? Is it?
You have to.
Do you get a buffer or not, or they can get you off straight away?
Yeah,
oh really?
So
if they don't like your shoes, fuck off.
Yeah. I've seen people get gonged off like in 10 seconds and stuff like that. But
have you been heckled there before?
No.
Okay,
not really. But like the last day of Fringe, I get this like email from solicitor that TFL has decided to drop the charges and just give you like the verbal warning, so no fine, doesn't go to like criminal record or something. And after that, I was like so relaxed, and when I went to like this gong show, I was like so relaxed that I like just beat it on the first no card, because I was like
first time as well.
Yeah, it was
Let's go.
I was like just like so relaxed. You know? And I almost won it. Like Jenny Tian won it. Who's like a
that's my mate.
superb comedian from Australia.
She's like she's a big comedian.
So yeah, basically, I spent like £500 for the letter, £100 for like initial consultation, for like, so it cost me £600. Well, the fucking bus journey was like around £1.75.
I know.
It was like
what
four
the
stops.
fuck?
It's like the most expensive journey taken.
So you didn't get a refund on the 500 quid now?
No, 500 quid was like from a solicitor.
For 4 bus stops. You could have got a limo to take you fucking to the gig and back for that price.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So that was just like a solicitor.
The fuck?
I think the fine could have been like $1,000, but like I would have like paid the fine if like need be, but they didn't really want to go to my like.
No.
If I get my criminal record tarnished, I'll go down thinking for something serious, not for like
Exactly.
for like
that's
a bus
crazy,
journey.
Yeah. Because imagine that, you're in prison. What are you in for? I didn't pay for the bus. Let's fucking rape this guy, of course.
And even if you think that you did, that's that you paid it.
Exactly.
It's like so.
Well, maybe I'm scared to tell you that, because there's ones where you just hide in the toilet. You know what I mean? You go fucking go in quickly behind somebody. You just hide in the toilet for 2 hours, which I've been there, done that. Like, it's fucking bullshit.
In 2 hours.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But it's good. You sit on the toilet. You have a little tripod set up. You're watching something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And people get
some people not, but you're like, I'm having a shit, whatever.
Jesus Christ, where was that journey to?
All over the country I've done that.
How many times?
50. Easy. Yeah.
Wow.
More shorter than 2 hours here and there, like 20 minutes.
Do you have
here
like an Excel table where you like kind of count how much you saved on that train fare?
No, because if I finally did get caught, they'd find all this evidence. Be like, well, thanks for putting it all in.
Well, you can.
In fucking chronological order.
You can have it encrypted or something,
That's true, yeah.
When's the last time you've done it?
I mean, if I can't afford to pay for the train, I don't know how to encrypt fucking documents, do I? I don't even have a laptop if I can't afford to get the train. What the fuck? We're recording this in a park. what production value do you think I can afford?
When was the last time you've done that?
I mean, I get free trains all the time because in Manchester overnight I never pay. But I mean...
Oh, wait, what? Do you have like a friend?
No, I just don't pay because the barriers are open after 10 p.m.
Oh,
So you don't have to pay them, there's no ticketing instructors because they finish. And then even if they are, you can just give them a fake name, don't say you got your idea, you know what I mean? Like, I love giving fake names as well. Sometimes I give real names of my friends, but then a fake address, so it's great.
What's your
I can't spell your last name. What, Donny?
No, now I'm not giving you my last name.
Yeah, I know, damn it. Stanek or something like that, but god damn it.
What's a favorite?
They'll be like, what's your address? Lithuania, that's it, yeah.
What's a favorite fake name?
Favorite fake name. I just give basketball players names because you know what I mean. They got no idea. Like I'll give Dwayne Wade or I'll give.
Wait,
like,
and they don't realize that it's Dwayne
not
Wade.
really. I can look them up and down. I can tell. You know what I mean. If not, I'll go a bit more. Like maybe I'll go. Is Sabonis? Is he Lithuanian?
Yeah.
And maybe I'll go fucking Domantas Sabonis or something like that. Yeah. No, but I've done like Dwight Howard before. I've done like Steve Nash. I've done like Charles Barkley, stuff like that, yeah. Where it's a bit more niche, and they're like just sound like generic names, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Where is Steve Nash based? Is he in California?
Well, now he's retired now, so
No,
in Canada or something like that,
Oh,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
imagine-
No, but I'll just give me old address or something like
No,
that.
yeah.
And if they say, I could say Michael Jordan because I've got a Michael Jordan ID as well, so I can flash them that. They say no, and I'm like, well, I identify as a black guy, so fuck you.
Imagine
I'm
Steve
taking you to
Nash
court.
just wakes up in Canada and he gets like this international court order for train evasion.
And he's like, it's funny because we're both probably 6'1". I think he's like 6'1" as well. So you're like, well, a white guy that thinks he's black. Well, all this checks out, Mr. Steve Nash. You go to jail. Yeah. Have you met anybody famous in your travels? I mean, comedians don't really count unless they're super famous. But have you met any like athletes or anything like that?
No, well, I mean, like from the famous people, I do not, I guess, it would be like what, Mark Norman?
Mark Norman, I've met him, yeah, that's a good show.
Well, I mean, like it was just like a very brief interaction. Top secret, and then
I was literally walking
like
with him, and we're walking down the street, and he's like, "Comedy," like he's saying all that stuff, like just as he's walking down the street. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, it's like I technically, well, I didn't meet him when I went to Manchester for Beat the Frog.
Yeah.
When I won it, John Bishop dropped in.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
He dropped in, and then like there was a break, few people, and then I did a set. So I don't know if that counts as following John Bishop.
Yeah,
probably not. And then Lee Mack technically.
Okay, but alright, nice.
Because my friend was working as a runner on Would I Lie to You?
Yeah.
So basically, I just went to see a show in the audience, and then the guy was like, "Do you want to go to like a green room?" And he was there.
Oh fuck yeah, that's actually a sick one, yeah. So then how did you? I mean, a lot of that is just right place, right time, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to think if there was like anyone like famous.
Any football players? Any basketball players? No.
I don't think so.
No.
Not that I know. You know, you never know. It might be like someone like super famous in the college, just don't like.
Oh, you just wouldn't even know they are, yeah.
Yeah.
You've probably met so many famous darts players, but you're like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, exactly. What's the traditional sport of Lithuania? Is it basketball, I guess?
Yeah.
It is, yeah?
Yeah.
For sure. Is there any famous black Lithuanians?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of. And you'd know about it, quite frankly, you would.
Yeah.
So how do you reckon, let's get down to brass tacks, how do you reckon I can meet the GOAT, the king, LeBron James?
I don't know, like I think like influencing fighting is a pretty good thing.
Influencing fighting?
Like you know, influencers fighting like Jake Paul.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You know, just like call him out to a fight.
I thought you meant that guy. Have you seen that guy recently? He's trending. Where he's like, I'm gonna fight all my fighters like until somebody can knock me out. Have you seen this guy? Yeah. And then he fought Andrew Tate the other day, and he just got fucking whomped, obviously. But
really?
Yeah, but he was just like rocking up to random people in parks with boxing gloves and just fucking having at it. But obviously he's a gimp, so all his fans are fucking gimps, so like nobody's knocking him out. You know what I mean? Except Andrew Tate fucking had him the other day, like, yeah. I mean, he hit him in the face, he was just giving him fucking shit. stomach punches, and the guy was just fucking dying, like, yeah. But it was funny. But you mean, like, I gotta fight LeBron James?
Yeah, somehow. Like,
Yeah, thanks for, oh, god damn it, you couldn't have been his son or someone like that. I have to fight 6'8", 280 pounds, LeBron James, thanks.
you know, if you're like calling him out until he can't ignore you anymore, to the point, you know, where people like at the game saying like, you know, will you fight Kyle?
Yeah.
You know, people at SPN like,
you're
at
scared of Kyle.
You know, like, what's happening? You know, like, why are you running?
That's funny. So I just make, that's pretty good. I could make like training videos.
Yeah,
just call about, have his face on the punching bag or something like that, maybe.
Yeah,
but then I'd kiss it afterwards because I love him. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Or like, you know, have someone like make like fake analytics video. You know what? Like, you remember like Rocky Balboa?
Okay,
movie?
yeah.
You know the one where like Sylvester Stallone comes back. You know, like I think what's like in 2000 or something like that.
Oh, like the fucking like Rocky 5 maybe or something. Yeah.
Where he like comes back.
Yeah.
And there's like, you know, basically they show like on TV like all these like fake fight simulations where basically he could like win. So if you could like, you know, like fake like basically a fight simulation and be like, you know, like, well, if this fight happened, you know, like
one
you could,
gorilla
like,
versus 100 men sort of vibe.
So you could be like, you know, like you could like kind of like a fake UFC video where it would show like, you know, like how you could like outstrike LeBron or something. Like, down or something like that.
AI, me beating him or something like that or whatever.
Yeah. But baked like, backed by like fake statistics.
Yeah.
So where basically like people would start debating like who would actually win, you know?
Yeah. I'd have to hit up a lot of blind communities, get them involved, be like, well, I've got all the blind people in the world because they can't fucking see the difference. That's a great idea.
Have you ever been in a fight?
I've been. I mean, I wouldn't call them fights, but I've done the best I could.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been jumped a lot. Like that was a big thing growing up in Liverpool. Like they just jump you and steal you, fucking knock you, or they just jump you and that was it. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have anything to steal. We were kids. We had like fucking £2 on us or something. And I've been in a few fights, but not in years, to be honest. The last one, it was in Manchester. No, it was in Melbourne, like 2 months ago. And you know Raoul Colley, my boy.
No.
Oh, well, have you heard of him, Indian comic? So I turn around, somebody's choking him. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just start choking that guy. And then he starts just throwing digs and all that. And I was so stoned, I didn't feel them, but it sobered me up. And then it all breaks out and I'm just screaming, Scousers don't get knocked out. Scousers don't get knocked out. And then he got kicked out of the sound.
What's this in Liverpool?
This is in Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Who was the guy?
I couldn't scream that in Liverpool because some other Scouser would just knock me out and be like, oh really? Be like, you're letting the side down, you're a wall.
Was the guy Australian?
Yeah, but he was just fucking hammered or whatever anyway, yeah. He threw 5 punches and landed 2 barely. Then I hit him, and then he went down and everybody just fucking went like that, yeah. But I mean, he was so hammered, I could have flicked him and he would have been like fucking gone, like, yeah. Crazy. What about you?
Not really. I used to do Aikido when I was like a child.
You used to do what?
Aikido.
What's that?
It's like a Japanese martial art.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know the one that Steven Seagal used to do?
No, it isn't. The fat man touching one, yeah? No way.
Yeah, it's like a fake one.
So if I come at you, do you still know some of it? Say if I'm coming at you with a knife.
Yeah, but it would be like a fake one. It's like according to Aikido, you should do this. Like and when you kind of like try to like do like a...
Oh yeah, okay, that would work.
But no, I think it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So basically, like, you know, when as a child I wanted to do like something like a cool martial art because I would watch like.
So is it his? It's not Steven Seagal's martial arts.
No.
He just studied it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a master in it.
That's so funny.
Basically, I wanted to do like something like kung fu, or capoeira, kickboxing, you know, because I would be watching, you know, as a lot of kids, like a lot of Jackie Chan, Jet Li movies.
Nice.
But my mom was like, oh, that's not safe. Like Aikido is better for discipline, so I got sent to chess and Aikido instead of.
Chess, that's crazy.
Instead of
you're like, yeah, my son's a fighter. What's he like? Well, he's built like Steven Seagal. Yeah. That's so funny, that. That's hilarious.
But no real fights.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe like, you know.
Have you ever used the Aikido in real life?
The only time I use it, they like teach you pretty well. Like Aikido teaches you pretty well how to fall.
Okay.
So like few times, like in Lithuania, like even, you know, like you slip on ice or something like that.
Yeah.
But you just have like that instinct that you learned in Aikido to like.
Tense up.
Yeah, not only tense up, but like kind of like, you know, not your chin close to your chest.
Yeah.
So you know you wouldn't hit your skull and you know, like keep your back straight. You know, like legs in the air and stuff like that. so that's helping like a few times. And also you learn that role, you know. So when I was like a teenager, I used to do parkour. So then
Yes.
so then it's like pretty
Yes.
useful because you know how to like after you drop from something, you know, to do
Yeah.
like that role.
That's hilarious. That's fucking. I've never heard of anybody except Steven Seagal doing that. That's so good though.
Yeah, it's a pretty.
I
pretty
fucking love
big
that.
martial
Have you got a joke about that? There's got to be something.
No, somehow I've never like written
Yeah.
about it.
There's something, even if you break down that art form, you're like, well, fucking Steven Seagal does it, for fuck's sake. So you can be like, it's built for people that want to fight but don't necessarily want to get in shape. You know what I mean? The fat man's martial art, yeah. That's hilarious. Man. So where are you up to? Where are you up to next? What do you got coming up?
Well, just from bigger ones, I'm doing Covent Garden Comedy Club this Saturday.
Bang bang.
And Soho Comedy Factory.
Oh,
I
okay.
have Comedy
What's
Store
Soho
until-
Comedy? So is that it's not connected Soho to theatre? It's just in Soho.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
separate gig.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm just doing like smaller gigs. Well, nice smaller gigs, you know, like a good gigs, but not like clubs. Today, tomorrow, Thursday,
Sick.
Friday. Then yeah, Saturday we say club gigs. I have like Comedy Store on July 4th,
Yeah.
which is pretty exciting. I have
Anything in the north?
no, I need to email Hot Water.
Yeah, you gotta get back there, baby, to the
And
Mecca.
what else? I'm doing Backyard Friday
Oh, baby.
in July as well. I don't know,
Nice.
like let me actually check my calendar.
Oh, here we go.
Let me dig it out.
You can take out that court date. You don't need to go to that anymore.
City
You got
Comedy
the
Club in
Aikido championships in there as well.
July.
I guess I'll see you in Edinburgh then, I guess, won't I?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the budget goes. But wait,
Well, you
so-
can do my gigs. You can probably stay at mine 1 or 2 nights if nobody else is staying there as well. Air mattress on the floor.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. It's like you just need to like sort out like logistics. But
Yeah.
yeah. So how many ways usually people suggest of like meeting LeBron like on this podcast? We've done one.
I
don't
mean,
think
I've-
it's that good.
I've had everything from fucking do a face off with his son to fucking be a janitor at the Lakers facility to obviously a lot of like pretend you've got AIDS, a lot of cancer, shave your head, all that sort of stuff. I've had, what was the one I had the other day? Date the Kit Man's sister for the Lakers. I've had it all, lad. I've had hostage situation where I say I start killing hostages unless LeBron comes in here now. I've had it all, but I've never had the offer to fight him. Maybe because I've never thought of that before in my life.
What
That's
about
good.
like if you like organize like a roast of LeBron James? If you like somehow got like in like Netflix, you
Yeah.
know, and just be like he's like the guest
That
of
is
honor.
fucking.
But
That's.
you would need to be like on the lineup.
I'd have to get more famous than I am now, quite frankly. But that's not a bad idea as well, because we done the roast of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Do you know who that is? He's a Liverpool player that left. We just had Jamie Allerton wear a Trent mask.
He's also
Uh,
like also big in investing, right? Like
Yeah.
LeBron, he's like made like some success.
Well, he owns 3% of Liverpool, my fucking home club. You know what I mean? So there's a connection there, but I just haven't found the right one yet.
So there might be like some sort of a way bend, you know, like maybe like fans just holding like your
Yeah,
face saying that you want to meet him,
yeah.
something like that. Or when you
Oh,
know,
in the stands at Anfield or something, you mean?
does he come to Liverpool?
I
to
pay
watch-
people to hold the fucking. He comes here and there. He watches the games because he tweets about it, but he's never here like that.
Because when he comes, you know, like I'm sure he probably like gets that sort of like I don't know. I guess
he
people
gets
like
the box treatment and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
no, but I mean like usually like probably like I guess like all the local businesses invite him to like stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Hot Water could invite him when he's like
That's a great idea. Actually, that's actually not bad. Hot Water, LeBron James, comedy, roast collab. Let's fucking go.
oh you know if you just came to like the show because like you know like then like in Welcome to Wrexham when we like visit Wrexham we
Yeah.
do like all of it local stuff. So maybe
Yeah.
yeah has LeBron ever actually came to Liverpool?
So he came in like 2010 and 12, like when he came to, like, you know, they gave him his jersey and all that sort of stuff and shit, like at the match, and he took like photos and all that, you know, like celebrities do. But like he wasn't in any restaurants or not like that, you know what I mean? He probably just got helicoptered straight out of that fucking shithole, like, but
Got it.
uh,
And
for his own safety.
I mean, yeah. I wonder how many businesses does he own? Another way would be like you could like start a business and get him to invest. You know?
Oh my god, yeah, another one. I love that. I was thinking more, it'd probably be easier for me to just work from the ground floor in one of his businesses, like a kitchen hand in Blaze Pizza or something like that. Become employee of the month for a year straight, and then he has to meet me.
How much are like the Lakers courtside seats?
Fucking a lot. Like I pay a lot, and I'm like 5 rows behind. Like you know what I mean. Like so, and they don't sell individual tickets. You can only buy 2. And all my friends are as broke as me, so they're like, oh no, we're not doing it. I'm like, for fuck's sake, if there was one, like if you could buy one, I would have done it already. Quite frankly.
I mean, like probably the most easiest and the hardest way at the same time. It really would be like if this podcast exploded.
Yeah.
You know, where people would be like,
oh, of course,
always mentioning it to LeBron. You know, like, do you know this podcast?
I think it's going to after this, to be brutally honest.
I mean,
people are going to think this is green screen.
Also I forgot to mention about the TFL story.
Yeah.
So there's like a subreddit dedicated to it, and it's just like people like writing about the situation, and people just basically posting, you know, like I took the trip and you know like I didn't notice that my rail card is like expired or something like that, or just like moms or fathers like writing, you know, like my 16-year-old son like didn't pay for the fare, and
my lord,
and now like they're threatening for this like thing, so you know they're afraid that he won't get into university or it will affect.
Holy shit.
So there's like the whole subreddit, although like nobody posts like about buses, you know, like I probably like was the only guy,
There's a subreddit for you. Yeah. That's hilarious.
So there might be like a lot of people, you know, who just like looking just to see how it worked out, and in a similar situation, just like dealing with TFL fair away.
Exactly.
Trying to see it.
Well, I'm fucking glad, lad. You're a free man.
Thanks for having me.
Otherwise, we'd have to do this Skype to prison. So good to have
That's
you.
the thing now, you know, like.
There's no way you can podcast into a prison.
SBX, you know, SBX, the guy who ran the crypto exchange.
Yeah.
And he's now in jail.
Oh,
he did a podcast with Tucker Carlson.
No, he didn't.
From the prison.
That's crazy, that is.
Yeah, it is.
Some guy taking a shit in the background, or some guy getting shivved in the background. You're crazy.
Oh, man.
Donny, you're the fucking man. Do you want to tell him your Instagram for the few but fair people that listen?
Donny from the block. Like Jenny from the block, but Donny from the block.
From the block.
Because we are from the same block.
Yeah, legend.
Small world.
Peace out.